I couldn't figure it out. And so I think maybe in the right dose, like too much of anything is bad. A little bit of cough syrup, great. The whole bottle, I did that one time. Huge mistake.
Yeah.
You know when you watch the news and they're like, hey, kids are doing this and they shouldn't be. And you're like, fuck, you can get high from cough syrup?
Right.
I was like, I'm going to do that. And I did it, and it was like the worst 24 hours of my life. I think a little bit of honey in your tea at night might calm you down. It might be soothing. I'm not sure. But to me, it's unclear why people are into it. Folks in Korea seem to like it a lot. At least that's what I learned in Nepal.
So what's the recommended dose?
Yeah, that's the tricky part.
There's not one?
There's not one, and then there's no way of figuring out like how potent. You know, it's not like when you buy marijuana edibles, you can figure out how many milligrams are.
Can you really?
Well, at least it's a rough estimate, right?
Here it says, Mad Honey has been commonly used as an aphrodisiac, sexual stimulant, in alternative therapy for gastrointestinal disorders, peptic ulcer disease, dyspepsia, and gastritis, and for hypertension for a long time. See what the recommended dose of Mad Honey is. So they're selling a bunch of Mad Honey online, but is that real or is a lot of it phony baloney?
It's hard to say, and you know, that's the trouble I had even when I was there. And luckily I had a fixer, a local producer who I could really trust, and he said it's a real deal, and I trust him. As soon as I tried it, I felt something like, you know, I felt it in my throat. Did you feel your face get a little bit warm or flush? No. Oh, maybe you didn't take enough.
Maybe. Hopefully.
But hopefully.
I don't know if this is the place, but madhoney.net says 1 to 3 tablespoons.
But
And then
please read carefully. Each of us is unique. Our body chemistry, genetics, tolerance, lifestyle, and environment makes us all very different for every person. Finding the appropriate Mad Honey amount is a personal, individual process, and as such, there is no one-size-fits-all dose.
It's like edibles.
Yeah, like edibles. Jamie can eat edibles all day long.
Yeah, I could probably have the whole jar.
Yeah, you should try it.
I don't think so.
I'm going to leave it here. I have 2 jars. I have one in my suitcase. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And maybe I'll find this perfect ratio, and it'll be the perfect sleeping aid. But I do think there's probably a lot of bullshit online, because how hard would it be to take this, mix it with 10 gallons of honey, and be like, yeah, it's Mad Honey. Whatever, put a little red dye in there.
Yeah, our friend the beekeeper, Erica, what's her last name? Sorry, no worries. We had a local beekeeper on recently. It was really fascinating, very interesting conversation. And she was saying that a lot of honey that you buy, particularly honey from overseas, is not really honey. It's like partly honey, but they mix it in with corn syrup, and it's just to make it cheap.
I think most
Erica Thompson.
Just like maple syrup, I think most of the honey in the U.S. is that like corn syrup.
Most of it? Really?
I think so. But that's based on fucking nothing. That's just my intuition.
She said you have to buy local honey. Buy local honey from local beekeepers.
I totally
That's the way
agree.
to do it.
Yeah. Yep. So that's it. But you feel good now, right?
Yeah, I feel fine.
Is there a time where you would try more to see what it did?
Yeah, I'll try more if this, if I get out of this, okay?
Oh, I think you'll be fine. I think you just kind of tasted a little bit.
Yeah. So, I'll try a full tablespoon.
For me, when I had it in the mountain, I didn't hallucinate, but lights seemed a bit more vivid. Ooh. And like if I looked at lights, like the lights behind you, and looked away, they were still kind of in my vision.
It's just fascinating that the locals are like, yeah, I did it 20 years ago. I'm good.
Yeah. Well, right. And that's what made me even more apprehensive about trying it.
Yeah.
So